All right, everybody, today's lesson is covering character. What is it and why does it matter? And how is it built? So, how would you define character? Well, it's the mental and moral qualities distinctive to an individual. So we're going to get into a little bit of what that means. So here are some quotes. True character is revealed in the choices a human makes under pressure. The greater the pressure, the deeper the revelation. The truer the choice, the character's essential nature. The truer the choice to the character's essential nature. So when you have to make a decision, people get to see the real you. The more pressure you feel about the decision, the more your true colors come to the surface. Your final choice or decision is going to be what your true character is. So there's 6 pillars of character. An individual's character represents a consistent pattern of behavior. Okay, so this consistent pattern is what's going to help you make your decisions and choices like we talked about under pressure. So you're going to need to know these 6 pillars. The first one is trustworthiness. That's doing what you say you will do. So if you tell your parents you're going to unload the dishwasher, they're going to be able to trust that you're going to have that dishwasher unloaded by the time they get home. The second one is respect, treating others the way you want to be treated. Third is responsibility, being willing to face the consequences for your choices. Okay, so are we mature enough? Are we old enough? Do we understand that if we stay up late and we don't do our homework, are we going to be able to be willing to face the consequence that we're going to be tired the next day? Maybe we're not going to get the grade that we want. Fairness, acting in an honest way and not taking advantage of others. Caring, going above and beyond to help other people. And citizenship, how we need to behave as part of a community. So that community could be within the community you live in, your Eastview community, your friends, your family, whatever that means for you, but just how you behave within that group. So there's a difference between reputation and character. So reputation is what we think about a lot. It's what people or who people think you are. So I know in high school, a lot of high schoolers are worried about their reputation and what other people think of them. But your character is who you really are. Okay, when these people aren't judging you, they aren't thinking about you, that is your character. You're going to make those decisions based on who you are, not on who people think you are. So we're going to watch this video about the science of character.
There are 7 billion, well actually 7.1 billion humans on the planet. And each one of us has a unique character. So what determines your character? You do, and all the people around you. And of course some genetics too. But there's new science proving that if you focus on certain parts of who you are, you can develop your character and ultimately live a more meaningful, successful, and happy life, no matter what your circumstances. I mean, isn't that what we're all trying to figure out? What? This whole idea about developing our character really took shape in 2004, when 2 psychologists suggested that instead of just focusing on all the things that can go wrong with us, it's also important to celebrate all the things that can go right. You see, they looked throughout history to identify core virtues that humans across cultures have agreed lead to a meaningful life. And then they identified 24 character strengths that, when practiced and developed, could lead to these virtues. And they organized them, like scientists have done throughout history to understand things better. These groundbreaking studies showed that every person is a unique combination of these strengths. Like for me, I'm high on curiosity. I can work a little on the prudence. Actually, what is prudence? Anyhow, one of the most interesting parts of all this is they found that if we focus on building upon the strengths we have, it has a lasting effect on our happiness and well-being. So think about it. What are your top 5 strengths? Now, another part of this is that you can help shape other people's character too. They found that the key to human relationships is ultimately appreciating the character strengths in others. To explore this, we asked people around the world, who do you admire and why?
I admire my mother the most because she's very loving and caring.
Сейчас тебе устремленная люди, которые готовы бороться за свою цель.
The person I admire the most is Einstein, of course.
My sister, because she is so tough
I was so brave.
People who use their creative energy to make the world a better place.
This powerful new framework paved the way for a whole new era of social science that it turns out is unpacking a very old idea. So how do we develop these character strengths? One theory suggests that people either have a fixed mindset or a growth mindset. A fixed mindset is the belief that we're born with certain abilities, intelligence, and talents, and we're stuck with it. A growth mindset is believing I can change. If I set my mind to it, I can do anything. Let's take, for example, failing at something. With a fixed mindset, failing means I'm a failure. A growth mindset understands failure happens to everyone. Of course, it's hard, I've been there, but it's also something to learn from, something to improve upon. Fortunately, we can all develop a growth mindset. It takes practice and it takes encouragement from the people around us, but it can be learned. And it's all because of an amazing part of the human brain called the prefrontal cortex. It's like our brain's control panel that orchestrates our thoughts and actions. What many scientists call executive functions. Or what neuroscientist Adele Diamond, calls self-regulations. I like to think of it as my self-control filter, the thing that keeps my impulses and emotions in check. And the way to strengthen that filter is as simple as taking a moment, focusing your attention, and asking yourself, is what I'm about to do a reflection of who I am and who I want to be? So while we're all becoming more and more distracted in this age of distraction, we need to remember to take a moment and think.
All right, so we talked about the top 20s and the bottom 80s. Top 20s make choices that build star quality character traits. Decisions today build your character for your future. So top 20s are optimistic, they're self-motivated, they're emotionally aware, they're proactive, they're courageous, just to name a few. So again, for the character lesson today, you're going to need to know those 6 pillars of character and what they mean. All right, also know the difference between reputation and character. And then these 6 traits right here.